Hi LEGO fans! That's strange, it's upside down! What could be better than a 2,287 piece LEGO set? A 2,287 piece LEGO set themed on the 1980s and based on the hit Netflix series Stranger Things. Today I'm going to be unboxing, speed building and reviewing set number 75810, the Upside Down from LEGO Stranger Things. LEGO was teasing this set for a couple of weeks, and by the time it was announced it was really no surprise. Adult fans of LEGO were super excited to be getting a Stranger Things set, and my first impressions of the Upside Down house is that this looks fabulous. This set recreates the Byers house from Stranger Things, and you can literally flip the whole thing upside down. The 2,287 piece part count features 8 minifigures which are going to be instantly recognisable to Stranger Things fans. We have Mike Wheeler, Lucas Sinclair, Dustin Henderson, Will Byers, Joyce Byers, Police Chief Jim Hopper, 11, and the Demogorgon. Not only is the box art visually eye-catching, the box is also impressively large. That's not always a good thing with LEGO sets, but I'm pleased to report this thing is reassuringly heavy. The Upside Down was designed by one of my favourite LEGO designers and fellow Brit, Justin Ramsden. Justin also designed many epic sets including the 71043 Hogwarts Castle and 70840 Welcome to Apocalypseburg. But even rockstar LEGO designers can have a bad day, as evidenced by the 41609 Chewbacca Brickhead. That thing is ugly! Over on the back of the box we get a closer look at what's inside and some clues as to the set's dimensions. This is 17.5 inches or 44.6 centimeters wide and stands 13 inches or 32.8 centimeters high. It's actually a pretty compact footprint considering the hefty part count. As well as the Byers house, we get a display stand for some of the minifigures with Stranger Things branding. Interior features include the living room with alphabet wall complete with a light up brick. And yes, batteries are included. There's somewhere to sit complete with creepy upside down mirror image version, and we even have 2 different versions of Will's bedroom complete with the upside down version where Will is trapped. But the coolest thing about this set is that you can physically turn it upside down to display the upside down or the normal version. Also included is Jim Hopper's 1980 Chevrolet K5 Blazer police truck. And just in case you were wondering, this is official Netflix merchandise. I wonder if LEGO was more pleased to get the Stranger Things license, or Netflix to have LEGO create a set for them. I'm super excited to get building, so let's flip this box upside down and see what we've got inside. Here's everything that came inside the box. We've got 17 bags of LEGO numbered somewhat appropriately for stages 1 through 11. We also have not 1, but 2 instruction booklets, and the super cool thing is that you can build this model in tandem. One person can build the Byers house while the other is working on the Upside Down. In fact, we're going to do just that. We also have a bunch of different coloured 8x16 base plates, and enough stickers to frighten even the most fearsome Demogorgon. We're going to go ahead and build the Upside Down, and today this is going to be a 2-minute speed build. is the completed Upside Down. This honestly has to be one of the most inventive LEGO sets I've ever seen. With great inventiveness comes great complexity, and build time on this set was about 4 hours and 10 minutes. Keep in mind that we did some of this in tandem, so your build time may differ. The build was challenging, and I think the 16+ rating is well deserved. You also need to pay attention to make sure the different elements on both houses line up. Some of the instructions aren't as obvious as they should be. It was not obvious that bags 10 and 11 each contained a tree, and because of that we didn't attempt to build them in tandem, which could have saved us some time. But there's no doubt about it, this is a very cool looking LEGO set, and has some absolutely fabulous minifigures. We're going to take a look at those in detail later in the video. We'll also take a look at Jim Hopper's Chevy Blazer, and of course we'll be taking a look around the Byers house, and the upside down version of the same. Before we do all that, let's take a look at how this set is put together. This is essentially two different versions of the same LEGO set bolted together upside down. We have the regular Byers house on top, but if you prefer to display it the other way around, you can simply flip the whole set over. Notice how everything is attached to the build, so when you flip it over, nothing falls off. We even have rotating pieces which can be oriented either way. Once you've built both versions of the Byers house, these simply clamp together. We've got 3 connection points on the front here. There are also 4 connection points on the back which hold everything together. There are also a bunch of cool interior features, but we'll come back to those a little bit later. The trees on either side also help to hold things together. Hidden from view we have some ball joints which snap the trees to the houses. This in itself also helps to keep the 2 inverted builds tightly bonded together. The trees on either side double up as legs and work equally well upside down or the right way up. The trees on either side are identical, and in fact they are a 2x build. Unfortunately I wasn't paying attention, otherwise I could have really saved myself some time. Although these do look pretty elegant, they do make a pretty robust stand. To make these even more stable, there are lots of Technic pins like these which hold everything together. The colour schemes also match the theming, with lots of rich browns and greens at the top, and gloomy blacks and dark blues for the upside down. For me, one of the coolest things about this set is the way you can display the characters on either side of the void. For example, we have Joyce and Will Byers in exactly the same position on either side. This makes a really touching scene. There are also a lot of exposed studs, so you've got plenty of options for where you put your minifigures. And how does Jim Hopper's truck not fall off when we turn this upside down? It's very simple. On the bottom of the truck we have a couple of mounting points, and we have the same in front of the Byers house. With the minifigures and Hopper's truck out of the way, we can have a closer look at the porch area. Most of these features are mirrored in the upside down with spooky colouring. We have a porch swing with a really pleasing action, some outdoor seating complete with a side table, a doormat and a pail, and thanks to a stickered piece we know the Byers live at number 149. Recreating some screen accurate details, we have windows covered in newspaper. Those are really nice custom printed pieces, and there's even a hole in the wall caused by Joyce's axe rampage. On the other side of the porch we have another seating area complete with papered windows, and I'm guessing that must be Will's bike. Did he not ride a BMX? On first examination, the upside down seems a little bit odd, and that's when you realise it isn't just upside down, it's actually mirrored. If this were simply flipped upside down, the post with the number of the Byers house would be on the other side. But you'll notice that most of the features on the porch are reflected as though in a pool of water. What we do have, however, is a very different colour scheme. The cladding on the outside, which was super fun to apply, is blue rather than grey, and we've got a bunch of super creepy plant elements. These are even growing on the front of the Byers home. We still have newspapers at the window, but these have taken on a creepy transparent tone. We also have vines made from these flexible whip elements, and quite a few of these upside down aerials. These are a smoky transparent colour I don't think I've seen before. I'm guessing these are either stalactites or maybe some kind of goop oozing down the wall. We have more of these hanging from the trees, which gives it a really creepy vibe. Up on the roof we have more of those creepy dark blue and brown leaf elements. This is quite a change from what we see in the normal version of the Byers house. The roof also contains details such as this flue pipe and the chimneys. You'll find one of those on each side of the roof. Turning the set around we have a bunch of really cool interior features. Up in the roof space we have the camcorder, which was used in the Halloween episode from season 2. I believe this was a JVC GRC1, which was also featured in Back to the Future. We also have a wizard's hat, which I believe is a reference to the episode Will the Wise, and behind that we also have a stack of drawings including one of the Mind Flayer or the Shadow Monster. The Byers' living room contains one of the most iconic features of Season 1, the alphabet wall. This was created by Joyce Byers out of Christmas lights to communicate with Will in the Upside Down. We also have a string of Christmas lights hanging from the ceiling. If you were looking very carefully, you might have noticed the light brick mounted on the roof. We really can't see this with the lights on, so let's experiment. I'm usually pretty skeptious of light bricks, but that's actually quite a neat effect. The light brick is a very standard part, but at the front we have a custom printed piece which allows the light to shine through selectively. We've got some holes here which creates a mask for the light, and the light can shine through onto the alphabet wall. Other features inside the Byers Lounge include this rather nice lemon and white couch, a stack of missing person flyers for Will Byers, and we even have the axe which Joyce uses to smash open the walls and release the Demogorgon. Bad move, Joyce. Situated in the middle of the living room is what I think is a bear trap. I'm pretty sure they were using this to try and catch the Demogorgon. As you'd expect with a highly themed set like this, there are lots of stickers. Here you can see some of Will's art, and there's a caddy on the wall for storing mail, and for reminders such as the need to buy milk and to call Hopper. Next door we have another room with an armchair and a plant that's seen better days. Other cool features include the rules to Dungeons and Dragons, drapes at the windows and an outlet for the air conditioning, and at the back of the room we have some storage boxes including one marked Xmas, which is where Joyce got the Christmas lights. The final room recreated in Lego is Will Byers' bedroom. In here we have 80s themed accessories including a cassette boombox, and you can see some posters attached to the wall including what looks like a Dungeons and Dragon theme, and even what looks like some hand-drawn art featuring Zombie Boy. Speaking of art, check out that poster for the movie Shark. I'm guessing Lego didn't have the rights to use the word Jaws. It's a little bit cramped, but everything you'd expect to see is here, including Will's bed. Clearly we have limited space inside the house, but I really love what the guys have done with this. Of course this is only half of the picture, so let's turn this thing upside down. Most of the detail from the Byers house is recreated in mirror image in the Upside Down. We have the alphabet wall in a creepy grey colour overgrown with brown foliage. The upside down version of the build came with its own sticker sheet, recreating features such as the lost posters in grey. We even have grey versions of the art on the walls and a grey phone. Will's bedroom is perfectly mirrored, including details such as the shark poster and the boombox. And the same can be said for the sitting room. I think that plant really is dead now. This is so cool. I love the dreary grey interior and the blue and brown accents. Even on the outside of the house we have the same gloomy vibe. We've got vines growing on the chimney and spooky upside down creepers growing out of the side of the house. Another really cool detail is the missing poster on the tree. Poor Bob. So that was the upside down Byers house, and it's almost time to take a look at those really cool minifigures. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at Hopper's truck. This is based on a 1980 Chevrolet KS Blazer. If it looks familiar, you'd be right. This could just as easily have Amity Police Department on the side. And that's because the Duffer Brothers took inspiration from the movie Jaws, which used these vehicles extensively. The truck uses a single chassis piece underneath, which gives it a robust feel. This also provides some connecting points to mount the vehicle on the set. We have robust 4x4 tyres and a very robust looking grille. I particularly like the bullion elements used on the bumper. There are no doors, so to get access to the interior we have to remove the roof. Well, that worked well. Keeping in mind this is aimed at adult builders, I don't think the designers really expected you to put a minifigure inside. There is a bit of a void there where you can sit a minifigure, and there is a steering wheel. You'll also notice a pumpkin in the back of the car. This is a reference to Season 2 where Chief Hopper is investigating the death of pumpkin patches. As it turns out, the Upside Down was creating tunnels beneath the fields. At the back we have a stickered registration plate with the number 98Y5. I've not checked, but I assume this matches the car used in Stranger Things. If this were designed as a plaything, I don't think Lego have hit the mark here. But as a recreation of a classic vehicle from Stranger Things, I think they nailed it. Included with the set is this rather cool Stranger Things minifigure display stand. This includes the Stranger Things logo, which is inspired by a font used on early Stephen King books. It's a shame this only has space for 4 minifigures, but I guess you could easily extend it to accommodate 8. Speaking of minifigures, these guys are absolutely outstanding. We have 11, Mike Wheeler, Lucas Sinclair, Dustin Henderson, Will Byers, Joyce Byers, Police Chief Jim Hopper, and of course the Demogorgon. I'm going to start out with Dustin Henderson, who is by far my favourite minifigure. He comes with a standard Lego walkie-talkie, and we also have a printed compass piece, which is really nice. But this character is so cool. You're going to notice with the Stranger Things kids, they do have these short format bendable legs, which were first introduced with the Harry Potter collectible minifigure series. These are in a plain kind of tan colour, and then we have the printed torso, which is perfectly recreated from the Stranger Things series. We have this jacket over I guess a sweatshirt with a stag or a deer on it there, and then a little bit more printed detailing around the back. But the star of the show here is this hat. He has this baseball cap, and the hair is actually built into the cap. We have this beautiful curly hair, and then this fantastic facial expression. Really looks like Dustin, and around the back a slightly more quizzical expression. This is a super nice minifigure. From one great minifigure to another, this is Will Byers, and he really does look like the character from the series. He looks great. He's got these sky blue movable legs, and then this really nice torso print which shows a zippered jacket over a shirt with a white undershirt, and then we've got the blue arms here and just a little bit more detailing on the back there. The hair here is super cool. Well, or not, as the case may be. It is one of these kind of pudding basin bowl haircuts, and could it make his head look any rounder? Speaking of his head, we have a fantastic facial expression there. You look at his eyes, you can see the bags under his eyes. He's clearly stuck in the upside down and is terrified. Around the back we do have an alternate expression, which is a little bit more chilled out. And that is a fantastic Will Byers minifigure. Lucas Sinclair is dressed for some Demogorgon hunting activity and looks great. We've got this slingshot here. I think this is a relatively new element, and the last time I saw that was with Huey, Dewey and Louie. I think it was Dewey who got this. That is a different colour though, that's very cool. He's also got a flashlight here, which is made out of 2 Lego elements, and he's got these plain brown movable legs. We have a torso print here, which is quite army inspired. We've got the blue shirt underneath, some pouches around the waist, and then I guess this kind of fur-lined collar. It looks very 80s, which is very cool. Yeah, you can see the fur-lined collar around the back there, and just some creasing for the detail on the back. He does have this kind of army camouflage bandana, which is a really nice piece, and then the facial expression, which looks a bit concerned. We only have the one because of course the bandana would allow the face to show through the back, but that, if I can get that back on, is Lucas Sinclair. Mike Wheeler also has some accessories, including this 80s style Lego walkie-talkie and yet another flashlight. He has these green movable legs, and then we've got a torso print here with the kind of, I guess a biscuit coloured jacket with some pockets, and then the striped polo shirt underneath, which looks really cool. Around the back, just a little bit of detail there for the creases in the back of the jacket, and then he's got his great haircut just like he has in Stranger Things. That is really cool. I love the way this sweeps down over the face, and then we've got this kind of vacant expression there on the face with the freckles, which is really nice, and then around the back somewhat more aggressive. I guess he's yelling at the Demogorgon or something. Next we have our psychically gifted friend 11, who is dressed up in a disguise here. The guys actually make her wear a dress and a wig, which she clearly doesn't like. This is a great blonde hairpiece, really like that. And we do have an accessory in the form of an Eggo waffle, which is of course 11's favourite thing in the whole world. We have white legs here, which are the smaller format and do move. We've got a little skirt around here. That is a fabric piece that attaches between the legs and the body. And then we've got this torso print which shows the dress underneath with this white collar. It's very much not 11, but we do have the zippers down the front there, and that is a really nice metallic print. You can just see those gleaming in the light. The expression there is probably about to give you guys a nosebleed because she looks like she means business, and that is the only expression. We don't have an alternate expression around the back, which is a bit of a shame really, because you know 11 does have a very expressive face, but that is a very cool 11 minifigure. Moving on to the adults, we have Police Chief Jim Hopper, who is here with his coffee mug. That's a standard coffee mug element and very appropriate for a police officer. The legs are the plain variety. We've got this kind of khaki colour, and then a really nice torso print here for the, I guess the sheriff's outfit, or he'd be a chief. We've got a pen in the pocket there, a little bit of metallic there for the shield, and more metallics here for the belt. He looks really, really cool. I love the facial print. That is really nice. He wouldn't look out of place on the brawny packet. And then we've got this really nice hat with the kind of dimples in the top there. No alternate expression, but we do have some more printing around the back for the back of the shirt and the back of the belt. And that is a very nice minifigure. That is Police Chief Jim Hopper. Next we have Joyce Byers, who is of course Will's mom, and she is carrying a really nice 2x2 printed piece here showing a drawing of Will the Wise. That's a really nice custom element, and she also has a flashlight. We've seen a few of these, so we'll get that out of the way. We have these full-size dark brown legs, and then a really nice torso print which shows a green army style jacket over a red and gold hoop top, and then just some more detailing around the back. The hair is really, really nice. I like that. I'm not sure, but that actually looks like the hair we get with the Hermione minifigure, but it certainly suits Joyce Byers, who is played by Winona Ryder. She has a very, I guess, astonished face there, kind of shocked, and then around the back, a slightly more, let's put the hair back on, a slightly more friendly face there. But that is Joyce Byers. Super nice minifigure. And finally we have the fantastic Demogorgon minifigure. This is based on a character from Dungeons and Dragons, and it's actually referred to as the Prince of Demons, but as you can see here, this thing is fantastic. Let's start at the head, which is a covering for a minifigure head and has the jaws of the Demogorgon open, ready to eat you, I guess, for want of a better word. Really nice printing on here, super nice element which is custom printed for this character. And if we take that off, you can actually see those flaps or those mouthpieces folded in underneath. So we actually have printing on the minifigure head underneath, which is really nice. We have some printing on the torso here showing, I guess, what would be the muscles of the Demogorgon. And then for me, what is really cool about this is these legs, which are custom. I don't think I've seen these style of legs before, although they may have been used on another character, but yeah, those are clearly not standard minifigure legs. They have this kind of bend to them, which is really, really nice, and lots of printing on the front there, including claws. Speaking of claws, we have these hand parts which are snapped into the minifigure hands, and those are like the claws you would see with Wolverine, but printed in this, well, molded out of this kind of almost army coloured olive green plastic to match the minifigure. Around the back we just have a little bit more detailing there for the muscles of the Demogorgon, but this is such a cool and unique minifigure. I think the designers have done a superb job with this. While I had all the minifigures out, I couldn't resist dressing the boys as the Ghostbusters. These costumes aren't included in the set, but here you can see Dustin dressed as Ray Stantz, Mike dressed as Peter Venkman, Will dressed as Egon Spengler, and Lucas also dressed as Peter Venkman. Apparently he did not agree to be Winston. So that was set number 75810, the Upside Down from LEGO Stranger Things. As you probably figured out by now, I really like this set. It was certainly a challenging build, but I love the innovation with the design being able to be turned upside down. Equally, those minifigures are really, really good. I particularly like the Demogorgon, and Dustin has to be my favourite from all of the kids, with 11 coming a close second. The level of detail in the model shows that the designers took a great deal of time and effort when researching the build, and I love the inclusion of details from both seasons of Stranger Things. Season 3 is coming up soon, but the question is, will we see more LEGO sets? Honestly, I don't think we will, but I would certainly be in line to buy them. Other minifigures I would like to see include Nancy and Steve, Mad Max. It would also be great to get Bob. Bob should definitely be immortalised in LEGO. And the key thing we're missing in this set is D'Artagnan, aka Dart the Demodog. So while I'm pretty sure this is going to be the only Stranger Things set, there's definitely a lot of other source material. We could have the gang in different costumes like the Ghostbusters, or maybe even a vignette scene recreating the dance. If this ends up being the only Stranger Things set, then we've really hit the jackpot. This is easily one of my favourite LEGO sets, and I think Justin Ramsden's personal contribution to LEGO is absolutely fantastic. But what do you think to this set, and if you had the chance to see some more, which elements of the Stranger Things world would you immortalise in LEGO? I really hope you enjoyed this upside down unboxing, speed build and review video. If you did, a thumbs up is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome LEGO content. Thanks a million for checking out the review, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next build video.